The Buddha who, in a previous life, was King Mahājanaka. He didn't need to study very much. All he had to do was observe a mango tree. One day, while visiting a park with his retinue of ministers, from atop his elephant, he spied some mango trees heavily laden with ripe fruit. Not being able to stop at that time, he determined in his mind to return later to partake of some. Little did he know, however, that his ministers, coming along behind, would greedily gather them all up, that they would use poles to knock them down, beating and breaking the branches and tearing and scattering the leaves. Returning in the evening to the mango grove, the king, already imagining in his mind the delicious taste of the mangoes, suddenly discovered that they were all gone, completely finished. And not only that, but the branches and leaves had been thoroughly thrashed and scattered. The king, quite disappointed and upset, then noticed another mango tree nearby with its leaves and branches still intact. He wondered why. He then realized it was because that tree had no fruit. If a tree has no fruit, nobody disturbs it, and so its leaves and branches are not damaged. This lesson kept him absorbed in thought all the way back to the palace. It is unpleasant, troublesome, and difficult to be a king. It requires constant concern for all his subjects. What if there are attempts to attack, plunder, and seize parts of his kingdom? He could not rest peacefully. Even in his sleep, he was disturbed by dreams. He saw in his mind, once again, the mango tree without fruit and its undamaged leaves and branches. If we become similar to that mango tree, he thought, our leaves and branches too would not be damaged. In his chamber he sat and meditated. Finally, he decided to ordain as a monk, having been inspired by this lesson of the mango tree. He compared himself to that mango tree and concluded that if one didn't become involved in the ways of the world, one would be truly independent, free from worries or difficulties. The mind would be untroubled. Reflecting thus, he ordained. From then on, wherever he went, when asked who his teacher was, he would answer, a mango tree. He didn't need to receive much teaching. A mango tree was the cause of his awakening to the Opanayiko Dhamma, the teaching leading inwards. And with this awakening, he became a monk, one who has few concerns, is content with little, and who delights in solitude. His royal status given up, his mind was finally at peace. In this story, the Buddha was a bodhisattva who developed his practice in this way continuously. Like the Buddha as King Mahājanaka, we, too, should look around us and be observant because everything in the world is ready to teach us. With even a little intuitive wisdom, we will be able to see clearly through the ways of the world. We will come to understand that everything in the world is a teacher. Trees and vines, for example, can all reveal the true nature of reality. With wisdom, there is no need to question anyone, no need to study. We can learn from nature enough to be enlightened, as in the story of King Mahājanaka, because everything follows the way of truth. It does not diverge from truth. Associated with wisdom are self-composure and restraint, which, in turn, can lead to further insight into the ways of nature. In this way, we will come to know the ultimate truth of everything being anicca, dukkha, anatta. Take trees, for example. All trees upon the earth are equal, they are one, when seen through the reality of anicca, dukkha, anatta. First, they come into being, then grow and mature, constantly changing, until they finally die as every tree must.